Okay, so we're going to be continuing on with our Chapter 5 review. So this is what we finished, right? We finished the first question of the exercise here, right? We did our FIFO, right? This is what we ended up with. This is what we are looking at. So looking at our scenario here, we already finished the first month of June. So then now, and we also did our conversion entry, right? We solved here that this was our ending inventory and so on and so forth. So now let's see what we can do now. So that means we're in question number 3, where we're going to continue the inventory question from question number 1, okay? And of course, the inventory is still periodic and it's still FIFO, okay? But this time, we got beginning inventory, okay? Because in this case, we're going to carry over what we had on June 30th, which is you had a total of 1,250 toys, okay, on hand, okay? So let's take a look at those 1,250, right, in question 1. Question 1, here is our 1,250, right? We have our first batch of 170, our second batch at 480, and our last batch at 600, right? Taking a look real quick at what we looked at in our batches of inventory when we purchased them. This is what? We purchased the last one on June 25th, or yeah, June 25th, and then we purchased our last one on June 20th. Okay, and then the one before that on June 10 is what we have left remaining is 170. So in this case, we need to carry all 3 values in the exact order and carry it over into our inventory worksheet on hand. So in this case, right, so I got 170, 480, and 600. I'm going to carry this over into our inventory worksheet on hand. So I got 170, 480, and 600. Okay. Right, which gives us a total of 1,250. Okay. And what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to carry the total values over. Okay. So in this case, total values that we did from 1 here is going to be 219, 745, and 1080. Okay, so I'm going to copy those over in here. Okay, 219, 745, 1080. Okay, to give us a total of 2,044, which is correct, right? That's what we had at the end of the month, right? At the end of June, this is what we had left. And of course, I'm also going to also ensure that I do have the cost per item in here, okay? With their correct associated amount. So in this case, it's $1.28823, $1.5520, and of course $1.60, $1.80. Okay. So this is my beginning inventory, okay? My beginning balance. So what I'm going to also do here is I'm also going to highlight this section just so then we know these is what we should be ending with. Or in this case, these are what we're going to be calculating. So now that I carry my amounts over into my inventory worksheet, okay, this is what I'm going to do here. I'm also going to create a table because what I have to do here is I need to call this my goods available. Okay? And of course, because I carry these value, if this is my goods available, right, I'm going to take all of these values and I'm going to plug them in here because this is included as part of my goods available. Okay. This is what I have available to sell. Right? Because again, part of my goods available is going to be my beginning inventory. So that's part of my goods available. Saying, well, since I have beginning inventory, therefore that's going to be the first section of my goods available. Okay. So then, now let's see. Okay. For question number 4, I want you to continue keep practicing journalizing your purchases as well as journalizing your returns and allowances. Right? So on July 5th, okay, since we carried over the values from June, on July 5th, we end up purchasing 500 toys for $1.65 with the freight costing $25. Okay, so what do you want to do first? You want to journalize first, or do you want to add these values into your inventory worksheet first?
Journalize.
Okay, so purchase 500 toys at $1.65. Okay, so how do you journalize that you purchased inventory on July 5th?
We put first of all the how much we purchase. Like, can I see the question again? On June, you have we do the 17, right? You have 125 toys on hand.
I already moved that. I already moved the beginning inventory on there. You don't need to journalize that.
Which one we journalize now?
We're journalizing July 5th.
Oh, July 1st. Okay. Purchase 500 toys. As one, 65. And after this, we put the 5 cost.
Okay, so how am I journalizing this?
How many toys we have?
Your journal cannot have quantity in there.
Oh, we said toys purchase.
We can't put toys. We can't put toys purchased.
Purchase expense.
Purchase expense, right?
Freight expense.
Freight expense. Right? And then how did I pay for it?
Accounts payable.
Accounts payable, right? Because it says assume that all purchases were made on an account. Okay? So that means we all must have paid for it on an accounts payable. Okay? Okay, so in this case, my description can tell me what this transaction was about. Okay, this is where I can say that I purchased 100, 500 toys. I don't even think I said toys. I think I said units. Oh no, there I did say toys. 500 toys at $1.65 with a freight of 50.25. Okay, so in this case, toys at $1.65 each. Okay. So then, in grand total, what's my purchase price going to be? Okay, $8.25. Okay, how much was my freight gonna cost me? 25. So in this case, what is my total amount that I owe? 850. Okay, good. So let's plug it into our inventory worksheet now. Okay. July 5th, we bought 500 units at $1.65 with a freight of 25. So in this case, what is my total purchase price or purchase expense?
Quantity
Okay.
with the price.
Okay.
Okay, 1 second. 500. Twelve 500.
What was it?
12,500.
Not 12,500. You said quantity times the price.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. 8 to 25.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What's the total cost?
Total cost 6, 850.
And then what's the cost per item?
Cost by item. 1 7.
Okay. All right. Then let's see. July 10, right? We end up purchasing another 800 toys at $1.80. Okay, with a freight of 40. So what do you want to do? You want to journalize this or do you want to post it to the inventory worksheet?
I want to journalize it and because I just confused between the journalize and another one. Now we're gonna do journalize. We do purchase price.
Purchase expense.
Mm-hmm.
So 880. Okay. So we do purchase expense.
Yeah,
What else?
and freight expense
Okay.
and account payable. firepower. And purchase, we purchased how much it was?
We purchased 800 toys at $1.80.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your purchase expense?
I'm gonna do 800 uh, 800 multiply, correct?
Mm-hmm.
1.80, 1,400, 4, yeah, 0, okay.
Okay. How much was the freight?
Oh, I don't see it. I can't see it. Right, is less than 40. The cost is 40.
So then what's your total?
Okay, we're gonna do so. Okay, 1, 1,480.
Okay. So I'm going to plug it into my inventory worksheet now. Okay, so it is July 10. Okay, we bought 800 at $1.80 with a freight of 40. Purchase price?
The purchase price gonna be 800. We just did it. 140.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then total cost?
How much it was? 148, 80.
Okay, so what's my cost per item?
Okay, now we multiply.
No, you don't multiply.
Oh, divide.
Mm.
We divide total cost. Okay, okay. Quantity 800. We divide the cost. It's 0.54, 0.5.
No,
How
you're
can I?
dividing the wrong numbers.
It's 800, correct?
800 your quantity.
Yeah, we do the quantity by the total cost, correct?
No, it's total cost divided by quantity.
Oh, okay. Um, 18. Okay, 185.
Okay, good. Now, because we didn't make any changes to our batches of inventory for July 5th, right? That means I'm going to carry that value over into my goods available because there's no changes to. So I still have all 500 units, okay? And it still cost me it still cost me $850, right? And of course, that cost per item left me with $1.70, right? No changes to the July 5th one. So therefore, that's going to be part of my goods available. Okay. However, what about the July 10? In this case, I don't know if anything's going to happen to July 10th. Yes, you can copy it down to here, but what happens if we end up returning things from July 10? Then you're going to have to adjust it accordingly. So in this case, I usually wait till I find out if I make a return before I do anything. Okay. So let's see what happened on July 11. We end up returning 100 defective toys for a full refund. Okay. What do I do with this 100 items that were defected? I end up returning them for a full refund.
So do we do the same, but not purchase, return expenses?
There's no such thing as a return expenses.
How do we do it? Account payable?
Right? We got to return the money back, right? Or in this case, the vendor has to return the money back to me. But they can't return the money back because I never paid them in the first place. So in this case, it's going to reduce what they owe me, which is a liability accounts payable. Now, if there's no such thing as a returns expense, but you are on the correct pathway, what account should I be using to record a purchase return?
I believe it's return and allowance.
Good, okay, but we're gonna chapter 6. We're gonna also take another look at return and allowance, right? So make sure you're very specific. This is for a purchase, right? So in this case, we're going to be looking at a purchase returns and allowance. Okay? Okay, so purchase returns and allowance. Okay, how many items did we return?
100.
How much did this each toy cost me?
$1.85.
Not $1.85. That includes freight. Can I return freight?
$1.80.
$1.80. Okay, each. And of course, last but not least, for full refund. Okay, so if that's the case, right, how much is going to be my total account money that I'll get back, and also the total amount of purchase returns and allowances?
$180.
Good, right? Because I'm taking 100 of those broken toys, right? I'm timesing them by $1.80 to get me a total of $180 that I'm going to get refunded back for. Okay. So let's go ahead and update our inventory worksheet here. Okay. So on July 11, we returned 100 toys at $1.80 each from this batch of inventory. Okay, so therefore I should be getting $180 back. Okay, so that means my goods available is going to change for that batch of inventory because I no longer have 800 units anymore, right? Because I end up returning 100 of them. So how much do I have available?
700.
We only have 700 left, right? Now for your total cost, right? We said it was $14.80, right? But I end up getting $180 back. So in this case, I should get $1,300 in grand total, right? Which Excel decided to say, hey, is this what you're looking for, right? Excel says that this is what the cost per item is going to be, but I'm gonna double confirm that, right? It's gonna be $1.86, $1.85714 is gonna be my cost per item. Right? Because I have a new set of quantity and a new total cost. Therefore, I need to readjust my inventory accordingly to reflect the total cost per item. Okay. All right. So then let's see what happened next. Okay. July 20th, we end up purchasing 300 toys at $1.85 with a freight cost of $15. What do you want to do here? Do you want to journalize it first or post it to the inventory worksheet first?
Journalize.
Okay, so in this case, we purchased 300 toys at $1.85 with a freight cost of $15. Okay. All right. How am I going to journalize this?
We put the month first, and after this,
The date is June 20th.
purchase price, expenses,
Okay.
and 5 expenses,
Okay.
account payable,
Okay. And we purchased 300 toys at $1.85. Okay, so what's my total purchase price here, or purchase expense?
it was 300. 555.
Okay. How much was the freight?
How much more? It's 5. Good.
It's what?
5.
June 20th. You
Okay.
purchased 300 toys at $1.85.
Mm-hmm.
What's the freight there?
15.
So what's the grand total accounts payable? How much do I owe?
570.
Okay. So let's go ahead and pop that into our inventory worksheet here. Okay.
Quantity 300.
So what's my purchase price here?
555.
right? What's your total cost going to be?
Um, total cost. I confused. So total cost is gonna be the quantity
No,
by the purchase price, correct?
no,
Just like that, I mixed the total cost is gonna be quantity unit
no,
price.
no, no,
Unit price.
no, Gerari, you're not listening. No, that's not the right formula.
Okay. 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 Now it's the quantity by the.
No, your total cost
Mm-hmm.
is going to be your purchase price plus your freight expense.
Oh yeah, yeah. Uh, 8325.
No. Try again.
Is it multiply or
No.
it's
I just said it's purchase price plus freight expense.
yeah, this is what it's talking about.
It's do it again. Do it again. What number are you looking at?
555.
555.
Um, 8325.
What are you adding?
Is it add or uh, buy?
Purchase price plus freight expense. What does that tell you? Does that tell you to add or does that tell you to divide?
570.
Okay. You add. Okay. So then now we need to solve for our cost per item. So in this case, now what do I do here?
Oh yeah, here it's 19. 19.
Okay. All right. So then let's see what is next. So in this case, on July 21st, okay, we end up returning 50 of those toys. They were the wrong color, but we were willing to accept a 20% discount. Okay, so we're trying to return 50 of those items, but the vendor decided to convince us to keep them, and because they sent us the wrong color, they gave us a 20% discount because they made a mistake and we accepted it. So in this case, how do I journalize this?
So do we count it under the purchase or return?
Did I buy stuff?
Because they return it to us and we need to pay for it even with the discount, correct?
We already paid for it.
Okay. We said expenses return.
Okay, no, not return expenses. But in this case, is it a return or is it an allowance? Am I getting all my money back or am I getting a portion of the money back?
A portion.
Portion. Okay, so that becomes an allowance. Okay. Now, okay, so let's first off figure out how the journal should be. How did I pay for it?
Purchase return allowance.
Well, how did I pay for it?
We do the discount first, you mean?
No. How did I pay for it? How did I pay for these items?
Mm. It's not, you said not purchase expense.
It's not purchase expense. I'm not buying anything, but how did I pay for it?
Okay, we said purchase return.
Okay, but I'm not asking you to return the items. I'm asking how did you pay for those items?
I'm not sure.
Well, let's take a look. If I bought something, right? How did I pay for it? Look at the previous situation. If I bought inventory, how did I pay for it?
Account payable.
You paid for it on an accounts payable. So in this case, if I'm returning the product, right? What am I supposed to be doing? I'm supposed to get my money back, right?
Yeah.
But in this case, I never paid. So what they're going to do is you're going to decrease your liability, right? You're going to decrease what you owe. Because they're not going to give you money back. You didn't pay for it. Okay? And then now we can go ahead and say we have a purchase returns and allowance. Okay? Now in this case, how many items am I returning? We're returning 50, right? But in this case, are we really returning 50?
It's we have the discount for 20.
Okay, okay. So we have the discount for 20%. Now, how much did it cost me per item that I purchased? How much did I buy this items for?
I didn't see. Can you go back?
Look right above. How much did I buy it for?
Oh, okay. Like 570. We got the discount for
No, how much per item did I buy each toy for?
19.
That's including freight. Can you return freight?
No, we have the discount, the 20.
Oh, okay, which is not having to do with anything, but what did I originally buy each toy for?
It was what is it? One 85.
$1.85. Okay. Now you said that we also got a discount, right? How much was the discount for?
20.
20% discount. Okay. So in this case, how much am I going to calculate that total amount to be? Now here's the thing. I'm only returning 50 toys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Is it right that I can take the discount on all 300 items?
No, just
No,
the 50.
just the 50. Okay? So in this case, how much money am I going to get back?
We need to get like the number of the 50 and we got the 20% of this 50. We will know how much.
You can you discount quantity? Can I discount quantity?
Yeah, if you say like 50.
How can you discount how can you discount quantity? Tell me. Tell me. How do you discount quantity?
We got like 50. We discount by like we got the price for the 50 of them.
Okay, so here now you're telling me you're going to discount the price.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now what is the price of those 50 items?
The discount of 20% of 50.
50 is not the price. 50 is the quantity.
first we need to got the discount, right?
No, you need to figure out how many of those items cost you. Because you can't discount quantity. How much per item? How much did it cost you per item? How many did you buy for those 50 toys?
185.
$1.85. Okay, so there you go. Figure out what 50 of those items cost you.
So this one is cost before the discount 920.5.
Okay, $92.50. Okay,
Okay.
so in this case, I can only discount that amount.
So we will got 72.5 if we discounted for 20%.
That's $20 off, not 20% off.
Oh yeah.
So what's 20% of $92.50?
So I have a problem with when I put the percentage in my lab in my like calculator. Do we put like 92.50 and after this minus 20%?
No.
How do I put it? I have a problem.
No. Okay, okay. Here's a quick math lesson. When you see it as percentage, you need to convert that into decimals. Okay? Meaning 20% is the same thing as 0.2%. Okay? Or 0.200 numbers. Okay? And you just simply multiply the two. You don't need to add any percentages or anything like that.
So now 92.50 minus.
Not minus. I'm trying to figure out what 20% of 92.50 is, not subtracting 20%.
How do I do it in calculator?
We multiply it to find out what the percentage is.
Okay. So we do 92 and 20. Oh, 0.59 to 0.15 multiply 15%. 02, correct? 18. It's gonna be take 18.05.
Right? That's how much money I'm going to get back. Okay? I'm only getting a percentage of the money back. Instead of getting a full refund for the $92.50, I'm only going to get $18.50 out of it back. Right? Only 20%. So there you go. Let's plug this into our inventory worksheet. Okay? Because now the question is, I end up getting an allowance. Did I return any of the items? No, I did not. However, how much did it cost me per item? In this case, it cost me $1.85, right? We talked about that, right? And this is where I need to make my calculation, right? Because I'm only getting a percentage of the money back. Okay? I'm only getting 20% of the money back, so I'm getting $18.50 back. Right? So therefore, because I end up getting a portion of my money back, that means I need to adjust my quantity and adjust my cost. Because in this case, right, even though I didn't return anything, right, so that means I'm still at 300, right? However, I got a portion of the money back. I got $18.50 back. So that means I have less of a total cost. I no longer owe $570. I owe $550, $150. Okay? So therefore, I need to solve for my cost per item. And in this case, it gave me $1.83,833. Okay? So that's my batch of inventory there. So let's see what happened next. Last but not least, on July 25th, we end up purchasing one additional 100 toys at $1.75 with a freight cost of $5. So in this case, 100 toys at $1.75 and the freight of $5. Okay. So what do I do with this? If I purchase 100 toys at $1.75, right, and the freight costs me $5, what do I do with this?
Is it same like journal?
Okay, you want to journalize first? Okay.
25, 25, July 25.
Okay.
And yeah, purchase expensive, right expensive, upon verify.
Okay, so if I bought 100 items at $1.75, what is my total purchase price? 175, right? So 100 times $1.75, 175, plus $5 freight. So what's my grand total that I owe? 180. Okay. So let's plug that into our inventory worksheet. Okay, because on July 25th, I end up purchasing 100 units at $1.75 with a freight of 5. So in this case, purchase price, okay, total cost, 180. So this should give me a total cost per item to be $1.80. Now, since we were given this piece of information here that this was the last purchase that I bought, because then on July 31st, I had a total of 600 toys on hand. So therefore, no changes were made to this batch of inventory. So therefore, what I gotta do is I gotta carry down 100, right, units at 180, okay, to give me a total cost per item to be $1.80. Okay. So this is my goods available, right? I got my beginning here plus my purchases that I made. All right. But these purchases again are adjusted because I had some returns. So now that I reached the end of my scenario, I need to calculate my totals. I need to know how much I originally purchased, how much items I returned. Okay. So let's start from the first one. Let's talk about my total purchases. How many items did I purchase? 1,700, right? So 500 plus 800, 13 plus 3 is 16 plus 1 is 17. Right? What was my total purchase price? Right? 5, 10, 15. 2,995. What is my total freight going to be? 85, right? 25 plus 40 plus 15 plus 5 gives you 85. So that means my grand total cost is going to be 3,080. Okay? Okay, so what is my total goods available? $2,850. Okay, and I'll go ahead and give you the sum here. That's going to give you 4,925. Okay. What was my total amount of returns? Right, we only returned 100 items, right? Which resulted into me getting a whole refund for, what's my total refund? 198.50, right? Because my first return was 180 plus 1850 gives me 180 198.50. Right? So now that I solved all three sections here, so the top section, the goods available, and my returns, now I can go ahead and plug my values into my table here. So start with my purchases, right? How much did I originally purchase? I purchased 1,700 units at a total of $2,995. Okay. Returns, I end up returning 100 units, right? At a grand total of $198.50. So because returns and allowances decreases my quantity and my total cost, right? I need to figure out what my total purchases is now. Okay? So 17 minus 100 gives you 1,600, right? 29.95 minus 198.50. How much is that? 27.96.50. Good. Freight adds nothing to quantity, but it does add to the total cost, right? So in this case, let me add these numbers there. So I still get 1,600 units, but I need to add the freight because it's going to be the part of cost of my inventory. So in this case, $27.96.50 plus $85. $28.81.50, right? That's just your net purchases. Okay, that's not your goods available. Because then now I need to solve for my actual goods available. So starting off, did we have beginning inventory? Yes, we did. Right, we had 1,250 units at a total cost of the 2,044, right? So then also we need to carry down what our net purchases was for, which was the 1,600 units at a total of 2881.50. So then now I need to calculate my total to let me know how many items I actually have available to sell. Girari, please mute yourself. Right, there you go. 2850 is my total units, right? At a total cost of the 49,250, which is exactly what we have here in my goods available table. Okay? So that means I calculated my goods available correctly, right? By carrying my values from my beginning inventory, carrying my values from my purchases, and also adjusting them with my returns. So therefore, this is my total goods available, and this is just a matching point, okay? To make sure that you match your numbers correctly, okay? Now, ending balance. Let's see what we have. So, on the end of the month of July 31st, I have a total of 600 units left on hand. 600 units left on hand. Okay? So, therefore, right, I need to solve for the total number of quantity or the total number of items that I sold. Right? Because in this case, I had an available of 2,850 toys, and now I only have 600 left. So, how many items did I sell?
2,250.
We sold 2,250. Okay. Let's see, how many items do we have here? Okay, so we have 3 that we carried from the beginning, and then 4 that we are going to carry from our purchases. Okay, so that's 7 batches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to add 1 extra line here. Okay, to get our total amount that we are going to calculate here. Okay. So let me see. We'll make this my cost of goods sold section here. Okay. And let's create my running balance here. Okay. Equals sum. So I know how many items I have left to sell. Okay. All right. So my goal is to get to 2250. Okay. Looking in their batches of goods available. Okay. Which batch of inventory am I going to sell first?
170.
We're going to sell 170 first. Okay, good. All right, so that's going to cost me a grand total of 219. Right, what else do I need to sell? Which batch of inventory is next?
480.
We're going to sell the 480, right? Because we're following the rules of FIFO. So that means this one's going to come next. Right? Now that we got another rid of 480, let's keep going because that's definitely not anywhere near 2,000. Okay, that gave us only 650 units. So, which batch of inventory would it take out from next?
600.
We're going to take that 600 out. Okay. Which is going to cost me the 1080. Right? So up here, I'm going to eliminate this because I don't have it anymore. All right? So now we are at a grand total of $12.50. We need to sell $22.50. So how much more? We need to sell 1,000 more items, right? So in this case, what batch of inventory are we going to take out from next? We're going to take 500, right? You take all of it. All right, so that's going to eliminate this 500 batch here. Okay. So then now I'm at $17.50. How much more do I need to keep selling to get to $22.50? We need exactly 500 more. Okay. So in this case, right, which batch of inventory I'm going to take out from next? The 700. In this case, I'm not going to take all 700. I'm only going to take a portion out of that 700. So in this case, this is where I need to calculate, right? I need to calculate how much 500 units are going to cost me if each one is at $1.85714. Okay? 57.15 will give you 57. So $928.57. And since the one doesn't tell you, it basically tells you that you don't need to round up because it's one, then there you go. 0.1 of a cent's not gonna increase it by a penny. Right? So in this case, because I have my running balance in here, it tells me that the total of selling 2,250 units gave me a total cost of $3,822.57. So then, what is my grand total ending balance going to be? Good, right? Other things that you could do too is if you want to, I'm going to go ahead and create the table right here on the right over here. So I'll create it right here. This will be your ending balance table. Okay, so right, we know that we have 200 left, right? 700 minus 500, right? At this much, right? Is going to be I can solve this way where I can just subtract the 2 and I get 371.43, right? I know that I have 300 left and I know that I have 100 left. So these are just going to copy down here, right? And of course, if I have my running balance here, right, just add all of these 3 numbers here to get my ending balance to be so equal sum total of 600 units, right, at a grand total cost of the $1,002.93, right? 1102.90 is my ending balance. Okay. All right. All right, so once again, now that we reach the end of our inventory worksheet, we need to plug in and solve for our conversion entry. So let's do that real quick. So in this case, right, it is July 31st. I need to convert my inventory, convert my purchases into inventory. So how do I do that? Okay, so in this case, I bought particular inventory. I bought toys. Okay. What else do I need to recognize? Purchase expense. What else? We gotta recognize freight expense. All right, what else? Not accounts payable. Right, we're not paying anybody or owing anybody. We're just simply converting our expenses into inventory. We need the returns and allowances. Good. And we need the cost of goods sold. Anything else? We have ending inventory, right? Ending inventory. I'll put here, ending. What else do we need? We need our beginning inventory. So remember, beginning always comes last, right? Ending comes first. So in this case, what was my total ending balance in my inventory here? So I had 600 units, right? What was the total cost of that? Okay. What was the total value of my cost of goods sold? What was the total value of my purchase returns and allowance? $198.50. Okay. What was my total purchase price? Good. $2,995. What was my freight? Good. And last but not least, what was my total beginning balance? $2,044. Okay. So again, rule of thumb here is we need to ensure that our debits and credits match. So here I have a total debit of $5,124 and I have a total credit of $5,124. So in this case, good. Our accounts balances. And last but not least, I need to add a description, okay? And I'm going to write conversion entry, conversion entry, right? For periodic inventory purchases. any questions so far? Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and go on break here.